Zindsey cried for hours, but she didn't fight back. She never did. 3 days after Boule stole her place at the leadership conference, Zindsey was found in our room, curled up, pale, barely breathing. She had taken pills. They rushed her to the hospital. She survived, that time. But something in her didn't come back. You returned from Cape Town glowing. She brought back gift bags from the event, photos with women leaders. She told everyone she had made powerful connections. No one asked Zindsey why she missed it. No one even noticed. But I noticed something else. Zindsey stopped wearing makeup. She stopped showing up to class. She barely spoke, and when she did, her voice was smaller, like a shrinking shadow. But Boule? She grew bolder. She dyed her hair the exact shade as Zindsey, started wearing Zindsey's perfume. I knew because I'd seen it in the drawer. She even bought the same exact dress Zindsey had worn the day Sizwe first noticed her. People began saying, "Wow, Boule's changed. She's glowing lately." Are you sure her and Zindsey aren't twins? Even the lecturers got confused. One called Boule by Zindsey's name in class. She smiled and didn't correct him. One night I asked her, "Why are you doing this?" She looked at me and said, "Do you know what it's like to be invisible? To be the ugly friend? The backup plan?" I didn't answer. She leaned closer and whispered, "Zindsey was just the blueprint. I'm the upgrade." It was like watching someone being erased, bit by bit. Zindsey would show up to class in jeans and a hoodie, eyes puffy, head down. Boule would sit in front, wearing the same braids Zindsey used to wear, answering questions in the same gentle voice. People started calling her Z, like they used to call Zindsey. Zindsey just stopped showing up altogether. Then came the night of the talent show. Zindsey had signed up weeks before. She wrote a poem about loss and finding your voice. She told me she wanted to try. She was finally ready to fight back. But when the show started, Boule was already on stage, reciting the poem, word for word. She had stolen the notebook from Zindsey's drawer. The crowd clapped. They gave her a standing ovation. Zindsey? She was standing outside the building, in the rain, watching through the glass. She didn't say a word. She just turned and walked away. That was the last time I saw her at any campus event. Zindsey never came back after that night. She went home to her aunt's house in Queenstown. She didn't tell anyone, didn't post, didn't text. She just disappeared. Boule didn't ask about her, not once. She kept posting selfies with vague captions like, "Let go to grow. Some people are only meant for the background." She recorded voice notes for her podcast about protecting your energy. She even used Zindsey's poem, The Stolen One, as her intro theme. I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing Zindsey's voice in my head, her crying, her confusion, her tired laugh. I kept thinking, what if she never comes back? What if this is how someone just disappears? Then something strange happened. A few weeks later, I got a message on Instagram from an account with no name, no photo, just a sunflower as the profile pic. It said, "Thank you for seeing me. I'm not okay, but I'm trying." I knew it was her. Meanwhile, Boule was flying. She was invited to speak at a student women's panel, was featured in an online youth magazine. She even got nominated for student president. She had replaced Zindsey so well, people forgot Zindsey had ever existed. Until one Monday morning. The projector lit up during a lecture. It was a media class. Big screen, full lecture hall. The lecturer had asked us to submit creative content anonymously for a discussion, and someone, no one knew who, had uploaded a short film. Black and white, raw, no faces shown, only hands, shadows, notes, a voice reading out loud. "You took my words, you wore my skin, but you never touched my spirit." Then the final line echoed, "Some stories refuse to be silenced." Everyone was quiet. The lecturer asked, "Who submitted it?" No one answered, but I saw Boule's face. She was pale, frozen, shaking. She left the room before the lights came back on. Later that week, her podcast disappeared. So did her campaign posters. She stopped showing up to class. And then Zindsey returned. Not loudly, not to win. She just walked into class one morning in a plain t-shirt, her natural hair in a puff, no makeup. She sat beside me, smiled, and whispered, "I'm ready now. Thank you for not looking away." Buhle didn't get expelled. She stayed quiet, finished the year. But something had broken. The power she thought she had, the one built on Zindsey's back, had cracked, and people had started to see it. In fact, when I brought Zindsey up one time, just trying to check if she was okay, Boule snapped and said, "She's just dramatic." She wanted people to feel sorry for her. I'm the one who works hard. She just floats. That's when I knew Boule wasn't jealous anymore. She was angry. Angry that no matter what she took, she still wasn't Zindsey. Then, one night, Zindsey came back to campus. She had an interview with a youth organization and needed her transcript. She texted me to ask if I could walk with her to admin the next day. I said yes, and she smiled when she saw me. A small smile, weak, but real. She looked tired, thinner, but she still had that glow, like she had been through hell and was still trying to be soft. And that's what killed her. Because that same night, while she was asleep on my bed, Boule walked in. I'll never forget her face. She just stood there, frozen, looking at Zindsey like she'd seen a ghost. Then she laughed. Not a funny laugh, a sharp, choking laugh. Then she said something that made my stomach twist. "You're like a cockroach, Zindsey. You never die." Zindsey sat up calmly, looked her dead in the eye, and said, "I'm not scared of you." And Boule just whispered, "You should be." 2 days later, they found her body in a ditch behind the sports fields. She had been stabbed, once, clean, straight through the ribs. They said she died fast. Whoever did it had washed her hands and braided her hair, like they wanted her to look nice. Boule never cried at the memorial. She wore white, hugged people, told everyone we were like sisters. This world is too cruel to beautiful souls. But I knew. I saw the scratch on her wrist. I saw how she kept staring at Zindsey's picture like it was a mirror. And when the police came to our room to ask questions, I saw how she smiled at them and said, "I wasn't even on campus that day. I was home in East London." She wasn't. She was here. I know because I saw her that night. But I didn't say anything, not then. Because girls like Zindsey, the world forgets them fast. But girls like Boule, they become influencers, politicians, CEOs. I stayed quiet. Until now. Because last week, someone posted an old selfie of Zindsey and Boule on a Rhodes alumni page. And in the comments, someone wrote, "Didn't one of them die? I forget which one." And Boule replied, "The weak one." We were both in final year. I'd taken a creative nonfiction elective, and Boule, of course, joined too. She always went where the attention was. The assignment: write about something you've never told anyone. The lecturer said we could write anonymously, said we could use fake names if we wanted. Boule submitted hers printed, no name, just a title: The Girl Who Took Too Much. I wasn't going to read it. I really wasn't, but I saw it in the stack after class. Curiosity won. The story was about two girls. One was golden, smart, beautiful, full of light. The other, plain, always second, always looking in from the outside. The plain girl wanted what the golden girl had: her laugh, her love, her life. She tried being like her, then being better than her, then replacing her. The last page shook me. It said, "When I saw her bleeding, I didn't feel scared. I felt peace." I fixed her hair, cleaned her hands. She always liked her hands clean. It felt like a gift, like she was finally mine. They'll never believe I did it, because I did it perfectly. I took that story straight to the police. They told me it wasn't enough. It wasn't a confession, they said. It was a creative exercise, a story, Fiction. No fingerprints, no weapon, no DNA, no case. So I posted it. I scanned the pages, word for word, and put them online with a simple caption. This is the story someone wrote after their best friend was found murdered. Read it, then decide if it's fiction. It went viral, fast. Reddit, TikTok, campus group chats. Someone even made a podcast episode about it. People started asking questions again. Journalists came back to campus. Zindsey's family pushed the case open again. But Boule, she vanished, deleted her socials, didn't show up for graduation. Nobody knows where she went. Some say she's overseas now, starting fresh, telling a new story. Sometimes I dream about Zindsey. In the dream, she's sitting on the campus lawn, wearing that yellow scarf Boule stole. She's laughing, whole, alive. And when she sees me, she says, "Thank you for remembering." Because here's the truth. The world doesn't need more golden girls. It needs people who keep the memory of golden girls alive. People who don't let shadows wear their skin. People like you. Sometimes, monsters don't hide in the dark. Sometimes, they sit beside you, braid your hair, tell you they love you, and then slowly take your life apart, piece by piece, until all that's left is a name on someone else's lips. I kept the notebook, the original, the one filled with Zindsey's poems, her real voice. Sometimes I read a page on bad days. Sometimes I write my own beside hers. And sometimes, when no one's around, I imagine Zindsey on that stage, reading her poem herself, head high, eyes clear, voice shaking, but hers. The last page of her notebook still says, "If only she knew, she didn't have to become me to be someone." If you listened this far, remember Zindsey. That's all she ever really wanted. Thank you for watching. Please tell me what you think about this video down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Hit the like button too. Lots of love.